Dear students, in this session I will explain the definition of a maximal ideal and two more theorems on maximal ideals. Maximal ideal. Let M be a maximal ideal of ring R is an ideal. First of all, it is an ideal and it is different from R, and it is different from R and such that there is no proper ideal, there is no proper ideal containing proper ideal of R properly containing M, properly containing M. Now I read again. Let M be M is in a maximal ideal of R. M is in a maximal ideal of R. First of all, it is an ideal and it is different from, that is, M is not equal to R, and such that there is no proper ideal of R properly containing M. That means you have another definition for maximal ideal, that is also let R be a ring. R be a ring. And M is an ideal of R. Ideal of R. And not equal to, M not equal to R. It is said to be maximal ideal. It is said to be maximal ideal if whenever U is an ideal of R, if there exists, whenever there exists U is an ideal of R, such that M is subset of U is subset of R, then either U is equal to M or U is equal to R. That means let R be a ring and M is an ideal of the ring R, and it is not equal to R. That means different from R. It is said to be maximal ideal if there exists another ideal U of R such that which contains lies between M and R, then it should be equal to M or equal to R. That means there is no proper ideal lies between M and R, then M is called maximal ideal of R. Here M is a maximal ideal of a ring. It is an ideal and it is different from R, and such that there is no proper ideal. That means there is no proper ideal of R properly containing M. That means M is subset of U. This definition is used mostly in theorems. So be mindful about this definition. Dear students, be mindful about this definition, that is let R be a ring and M is a maximal ideal of R and M not equal to R. It is said to be maximal ideal if whenever there exists an ideal U of R such that M is subset of U is subset of R. This means that there exists another ideal U lies between M and R. then either u should be equal to m or u is equal to r. Then we say that m is maximal ideal. So, which is also same meaning, which is different from r. There is no proper ideal of r properly containing m. There is no proper ideal in between m and r, which says that if there exists another ideal in between m and r, it should be equal to m and r equal to r. So this is a definition for maximal ideal. Read again. Let R be a ring and M is a ideal of R and M not equal to R. It is said to be maximal ideal if whenever there exists another ideal U of R such that M is subset of U is subset of R, then either U is equal to M or U is equal to R. Then we say that M is maximal ideal of the ring R. If M is a maximal ideal, then there is no proper ideal in between M and R, and it is different from R. Now we see the theorem on maximal ideal. In the ring Z of Z of integers, ring of integers is U is an ideal of Z is generated by prime integer, then is maximal ideal. Proof. Theorem. In the ring Z of integers, Z is a ring and U is an ideal of Z, is generated by, that means is ideal generated by prime integer, then is maximal ideal. That ideal is maximal ideal. We have to prove U is maximal ideal and Z is ring of integers and an ideal of Z is generated by prime integer. Here named as U. Proof. Let Z be the ring of integers. Ring of integers. It is also commutative and has unity element. Let U is equal to an ideal generated by an integer P is an ideal of R, where P is prime number. We prove that U is maximal ideal. By the definition of a maximal ideal, there exists another ideal in between M and R. then it should be equal to m, r, that is equal to u is equal to r. If m is said to be maximal ideal, if there exists another ideal u lies between m and r, that is m is subset of u is subset of r, and then either u is equal to m or u is equal to r. So here we also have to prove u is maximal ideal of r. That means you take another ideal lies between m and r, that means u and z. Here our ring is z. So u is a maximal ideal of z. Let u dash be another ideal of z such that u is subset of u dash is subset of z. We have to prove that. It is enough to prove that u is equal to u dash or u dash is equal to z. U is equal to u dash is equal to u or u dash is equal to z. Here you take u dash is an ideal. It is also an ideal because here z is principal ideal ring. Already we proved that the theorem is the ring of integers is a principal ideal ring. What is mean by principal ideal ring? If every ideal of that ring is a principal ideal, then it is called principal ideal ring. So here z is principal ideal ring. So every ideal of z is principal ideal. What is mean by principal ideal? An ideal, it is generated by some integer of ring, then it is called principal ideal. That means if u is an element generated by some element q, then it is called principal ideal. Generated by means that every element of u is a multiple of q. For some, if take any elements of u, then it can be written as some multiple of q. So where m is belongs to z. So every element of is in a multiple of q, then u is generated by q. So then it is called principal ideal. So here z is principal ideal ring. Z is principal ideal ring. So every ideal of z is principal ideal. So here taken as u dash b is another ideal of z. So u dash b is also principal ideal. Therefore u dash is also principal ideal. So it is generated by ideal of z. It is generated by some integer m, where m is belongs to z. It is an element of z. So now here u is subset of u dash is subset of z. That means u is subset of u dash is subset of z, implies u is generated by p, u dash is generated by m. That means generated by p is subset of generated by m is subset of z. That implies this set generated by p is subset of generated by m. We take in this relation, then generated by m is subset of generated by m. That means every element of generated by p set, generated by p, this is a set, those elements are generated by p. That means those are elements are multiples of p, is a subset of generated by m. It is a subset of generated by m. Then in this element, in this set, if you take any element, then it is also belongs to generated by m set. So you take p, then p is belongs to generated by m. Here m then m can be written as a multiple of m, because this set generated by m set is a multiples of m. Every element is a multiple of m. So this can be written as some q into m, where q is an element of z. Some q is belongs to z. So here p is prime number. Our assumption that where p is prime number. So here p is a product of two numbers. P is a product of two numbers. What is prime number? Yeah. What is meant by prime number? The number has only factors are 1 and itself. So here p can be written as product of two numbers q into m. Then these two numbers, one of the numbers must be equal to 1. Therefore q is equal to 1 or m equal to 1. Q is equal to 1 or m equal to 1. One of the element must be equal to 1, because we have taken 3 number prime. The factors of 3 are 1 and 3 only. So 3 into 1. One of the number should be equal to 1. So here q is equal to 1 or m equal to 1. If q is equal to 1, then generated by q is equal to generated by 1, because the elements are equal, then the generated by the sets are also equal. Generated by q set, it is denoted as by this one, and generated by unity element 1. So generated by q is m. Here generated by q is, if q is equal to 1, then put into in this p is equal to m. Q is equal to 1, then put this value in p is equal to q into m. Then we get p is equal to m. P equal to m. Then generated by p is equal to generated by m. Generated by p is u. Generated by p is u. Generated by m is u dash. So that is equal to u dash. Here we get u is equal to u dash. And some other case is m equal to 1. If m equal to 1, then it is generated by, the elements are equal, so generated by m set is equal to generated by 1. Then generated by m set is u dash. Generated by unity element is ring. Every ring is generated by unity element of the ring. So here our ring is Z. So generated by unity element is Z. So if u is equal to 1, then we get u is equal to u dash. And if m is equal to n, we get u dash is equal to z. Here we taken as u dash is another ideal of z, such that u is subset of u dash is subset of z. Here we have to prove u is maximal ideal. It is generated by prime integer. We have to prove u is maximal ideal. So we taken as another ideal lies between u and z. U and z, that is u dash. So we have to prove u dash is equal to u or u dash is equal to z. By the definition of the maximal ideal, we have to prove u dash is equal to u or u dash is equal to z. So u dash is taken as here u dash is generated by m, then we get some result. So if q is equal to 1 or m equal to 1, then if q is equal to 1, u is equal to u dash. If m is equal to 1, then u dash is equal to z. So u is maximal ideal. Then we conclude that here we have assumed that another ideal in between u and z, such that u is subset of u dash is subset of z. U is subset of u dash is subset of z implies we get u is equal to u dash or u dash is equal to z. Therefore, u is maximal ideal. By the definition, u is maximal ideal. Okay, this is very important theorem, dear students. So listen carefully. It is very important theorem. In the ring Z of integers, an ideal u is generated by prime integer, then it is maximal ideal. This theorem should be mindful about this theorem, because again we have a theorem similar to this theorem. So another theorem, the converse of this theorem. Here we proved u is an ideal generated by prime integer. We prove that u is maximal ideal. But in this theorem, u is maximal ideal, we have to prove that it is generated by prime integer. Let theorem in the ring Z of integers, let Z be the ring of integers, Z be the ring of integers, and M is maximal ideal of R, M is maximal ideal of a ring ideal of Z, then it is generated by prime integer. It is generated by prime integer. Proof. Here Z be the, given that Z is a ring of integers, M is maximal ideal of Z. We prove that, and also we taken as M is generated by P. M is generated by P. We have to prove P is prime number. It is generated by prime integer. P is prime number. Here we prove the theorem by contradiction method, because here we have to prove P is prime number, then we have to assume that P is a not prime number, then it should be composite number, then be taken as a product of two numbers. So then we get a contradiction to our hypothesis, then we have to assume our assumption is wrong, contradiction to our hypothesis, then our assumption is that P is not a prime number is wrong. So we accept with the statement of the theorem, that is P is prime number. Now here P is prime number. If possible, suppose that P is not prime number. Suppose that P is not prime, then it is a product of two numbers, that is composite number. Therefore, this can be written as m into n, where m comma m and n not equal to 1, because m is not a prime number, it is composite number. Composite number is has factors more than 1. We have 6, 2 into 3 factors are, so 6 is composite number. So here the factors are should be not equal to 1. So that is m is not equal to 1 and as n is not equal to 1. Now here m is maximal ideal. M is maximal ideal and it is generated by P. So here we have m, an integer, is belongs to Z. Is belongs to Z. So we take generated by m set. That is also an ideal. A set is generated by some element, it is called a principal ideal. So generated by m set is also principal ideal. So then we have generated by P, that is m, is a subset of generated by m, is a subset of, these two are subsets of our ring Z. So generated by P is means that m is subset of generated by m is subset of Z. Here generated by P is subset of generated by m. We have in this theorem m is maximal ideal. What is maximal ideal? If there exists another ideal in between m and Z, it should be equal to P or Z. So since m is maximal ideal, since m is maximal ideal of Z, we have capital M is equal to generated by m or generated by m is equal to Z, equal to Z. Generated by m is, if generated by m equal to capital M is equal to generated by m set, then m is generated by the prime integer, generated by the element P is equal to generated by m. That means P is belongs to generated by m. Then P equal to some is a multiple of m. So we taken as mn, where n is belongs to Z, some other number in Z. So now P is equal to mn. Now here, and also we have generated by m is equal to Z. Generated by m means, generated by m means here we get P is equal to product of two numbers. Those are, already used n, so we taken as only some other number L, where L is belongs to Z. Here now generated by m is equal to Z. That means generated by m is equal to, it is also generated by unity element. These two sets are equal, then their elements are also equal. Therefore m equal to 1. If m equal to 1, put in this p equal to mn, we get p equal to m equal to n, which is contradiction, because here m is equal to 1, or assumption that p is a product of two numbers where m is not equal to 1 and n is not equal to 1. But we get here m is equal to 1. You take in as generated by m is equal to z, then we get m is equal to 1, which is contradiction. Which is contradiction to m not equal to 1. Here our assumption that m is not equal to 1, but here we get m is equal to 1, which is again contradiction. Now here we have p is equal to mn. Now m is generated by p, so that is equal to m. Then p is belongs to generated by m, so p is equal to mn. Similarly, generated by m is also belongs to generated by m is a subset of generated by p. From this, that is generated by m is equal to generated by p. Generated by m is equal to generated by p. Then we taken as m is belongs to generated by p. That implies m can be written as product of two numbers because generated by p is a multiple of p. Therefore, p into l, where for some l is belongs to z. Now put m value in p is equal to mn. We get p is equal to mn implies substitute the value of m, pl. P means here mn, any of this mn value, mn value, p is mn, m is pl into n is equal to p. On both sides we have p. Cancellation loss hold in the ring of integers. So we cancel it, then we get 1 is equal to ln. That means product of two numbers is equal to 1. Here the product of two numbers is equal to 1. Then these two elements are integers are should be n equal to 1 or l equal to 1. Again we get here n is equal to 1. In our hypothesis, n is not equal to 1. So is again contradiction. Here we taken as generated by m is equal to gen, we get contradiction. We take it as generated by m is equal to p, we get a contradiction. Here n is equal to 1, which is contradiction to our hypothesis. That is m n not equal to 1. Here we get n is equal to 1, which is contradiction. Therefore, we take generated by m is equal to generated by p, which is contradiction, and we taken as generated by m is equal to z is also contradiction. But m is maximal ideal, so either m is equal to generated by m or generated by m is equal to z. It should be right. But here two conditions are not satisfied to get a contradiction, because our assumption is that p is not prime number. So we have to accept it with the p is prime number. Therefore, which is again contradiction. Therefore, p is prime number. Our assumption is wrong. Our assumption is p is not prime number is wrong. Hence, p is prime number. First theorem is that ring, in the ring z of integers, an ideal of z is generated by prime integer, then is maximal ideal. Which ideal is generated by prime integer? That is maximal ideal. Here the ring of integers, z is the ring of integers, and an ideal, if you take any ideal of z is generated by prime integer, then it is maximal ideal. Already proved this theorem. Just to prove this theorem, that is let z be the ring of integers, and if m is a maximal ideal of z, then it is generated by prime integer. These two statements are converse of the theorems. This theorem converse to this theorem. So we have another theorem too from these two theorems. This statement is that an ideal of z is maximal ideal if and only if it is generated by prime integer. It is generated by prime integer. An ideal of z is maximal ideal if and only if, means double implies or necessary and sufficient condition or the same meaning. This theorem we have to prove in two parts. First we have to assume that z is maximal ideal. We have to prove it is generated by prime integer. Already proved second theorem. First theorem is prime ideal, maximal ideal of z, then it is generated by prime integer. So first we have to assume that z is a maximal ideal of z, and we have to prove generated by prime integer. Then we write the first for the proof of first part, proof of this theorem. First part of this theorem, the proof of the first part of this theorem, we write first part of first theorem. Now second part is that if an ideal generated by prime integer, then we prove that that ideal is maximal ideal. Second theorem is that the ring of integers z is an ideal generated by prime integer, then is maximal ideal. So for the second part we have to write proof of the second theorem. For the first part we have to write the proof of this theorem. So don't confuse. So you will learn two theorems, then this is also same. So first part for the first theorem, second part for the second theorem. So very important theorem, these three theorems. Next theorem is also very important theorem. This theorem carries 10 marks. Each theorem 10 marks. So next theorem is, let R be the ring of integers and U be an ideal, maximal ideal if and only if R by U is field. Let R be the ring of integers commutative ring of commutative ring, let R be the commutative ring with unity element, U is maximal ideal of R. U is maximal ideal of R if and only if R by U is field. R by U is field. So first we have to assume that U is maximal ideal of R. Then we prove that R by U is field. Conversely, we assume that R by U is field. We have to prove that U is maximal ideal. Proof. Given that R is commutative ring, R is commutative ring with unity element. We prove that U is maximal ideal. U is maximal ideal of R. Double implies R by U is field. R by U is field. First we have to assume that here in this statement we have double implies. So that means if this theorem we prove in two parts. First part, we have to assume that U is maximal ideal of R. We prove that R by U is field. So first we assume that U is maximal ideal of R. That means by the definition of a maximal ideal, if there exists another ideal lies between U and R, then that ideal should be equal to U or the ring R. For the aim to first part is R by U is field. What is field? Dear students, the definition of a field is that it is commutative ring and has unity element and every non-zero element is invertible under multiplication. Here R by U is quotient ring. So in our theorem R is commutative ring with unity element. So we have a theorem, if R is commutative ring with unity element, then its quotient ring R by U is also commutative ring with unity element. So don't prove that R by U is a commutative ring with unity element, because here in our hypothesis R is commutative ring with unity element. So R by U is also commutative ring with unity element. Since R is commutative ring with unity element, implies R by U is also commutative ring with unity element. So here we prove R by U is field. By the definition, R by U is commutative ring with unity element, every non-zero element is invertible. So here we have R by U is commutative ring with unity element. Just we have to prove every non-zero element of U, R by U is invertible under multiplication. Here R by U is quotient ring. So this set contains quotient ring This set contains cosets. Those are x plus u such that x belongs to R. Now 0 plus u is a zero element of R by u. 0 plus u is a zero element of the ring R by u, and 1 plus u is the unity element of the ring R by u. And we have coset properties are a plus c is equal to b plus u, double implies a minus b belongs to u. We have a result in cosets a plus u is equal to b plus u, then we taken as a minus b belongs to u. We have a minus b belongs to u, then we taken as a plus c is equal to b plus u. In the same manner, a plus c is equal to 0 plus u, then we taken as a minus 0, that means a belongs to u. These are all the properties of quotient rings, cosets. So, we take non-zero element in R by u. We have to prove that element is invertible under multiplication. Let x plus u is a coset because R by u has elements of cosets. So, x plus u belongs to R by u, where x belongs to R, is non-zero element. If taken as x plus u is a non-zero element, that means the zero element is in ring R by u is 0 plus u. So, is non-zero means not equal to 0 plus u. By this property, a plus u is equal to b plus u, double implies a minus b belongs to u. Here we have x plus u is not equal to 0 plus u, that implies x minus 0 does not belongs to u. That implies x does not belongs to u. That means here x is not an element of u. Here we take generated by x. X is an element of does not belongs to u. So generated by x is an principal ideal. Is an principal ideal of R. So then sum of the ideals is also an ideal of R. It is an ideal and we add to u is an ideal of R. So sum of the two ideals is again ideal. So it is also an ideal of R. Now here x does not belongs to u and x plus generated by x plus u is also an ideal of R. Then the relation between u and generated by x plus u, these two are also an ideals of R. So totally all these ideals are subsets of R, but here x does not belongs to u. We have u is subset of generated by x plus u is subset of R. Here x is not an element of u, but generated by x has x element and added to u. Then this ideal has extra elements of u. So it is subset of this one. U is subset of generated by x plus u. So u is subset of generated by x plus u. All these are subsets of R. Here u is maximal ideal. Here u is maximal ideal. So by the definition of maximal ideal, if there exists an ideal, another ideal in between u and R, then that should be equal to u or the ring R. So here exists an ideal generated by x plus u. That implies generated by x plus u is equal to u or generated by x plus u is equal to R. We taken as here generated by x plus u only. Generated by x plus u. This is a set generated by x. This is an ideal generated by x plus u is equal to R. R is generated by unity element. So every ring is generated by unity element. So we taken as generated by 1. So here generated by the ideal generated by x plus u is equal to generated by 1. Then 1 is an element of generated by x plus u. Therefore 1 is belongs to generated by x plus u. In this set elements are generated by x plus u. This is an ideal sum of the two ideals. It is an ideal, it is also an ideal. Sum of the ideals contains sum of the elements, that is a plus b, such that a b belongs to generated by x and comma b belongs to u. In this set contains elements, sum of the two elements, first element belongs to first set and second element is belongs to second set. So here we have taken as generated by x plus u, and also generated by x plus x is a multiple of x. All the elements in generated by x are the multiples of x. So here there exists alpha belongs to R such that alpha x plus a is belongs to generated by x plus u. Here a is an element of, where a is an element of u. So therefore 1 is equal to alpha x plus a. Alpha x plus a. Now 1 minus alpha x is equal to a. A is an element of u. Therefore 1 minus alpha x is belongs to u. Here u is subset of alpha x plus u. Therefore 1 can be written as 1 is equal to alpha x plus a. 1 plus u is equal to, we add u, then alpha x plus a plus u. Then this can be written as alpha x plus a plus u value is u, because coset properties a plus u is equal to 0 plus u implies a belongs to u. So here we have a plus u. So then alpha plus u into x plus u is equal to 1 plus u. 1 plus u is in a unity element of the ring. So here we multiply x plus u to alpha plus u, we get an element unity element 1 plus u. Therefore alpha plus u is the inverse of x plus u. Is inverse of x plus u. Therefore x plus u is a non-zero element of r by u, and it is invertible under multiplication. Invertible under multiplication. Therefore r by u is field. R by u is field. Now conversely we assume that r by u is field. We have to prove u is maximal ideal. Conversely we assume that r by u is field. For this part we have an aim, that is u is maximal ideal. By the definition of a maximal ideal, if there exists another ideal in between u and the ring R, then that should be equal to u or the ring R. So we take another ideal, then there exists another ideal u dash of R, but u dash is not equal to u. Properly containing u, that means u is subset of u dash but not equal to, there exists an ideal of R u is subset of u dash and u dash is not equal to u. That means u dash is properly containing, there exists an ideal u dash of R such that u is subset of u dash and u dash is not equal to u. Now we have to prove that u is maximal ideal. That means these two are also subsets of ring. Therefore, totally we have u is subset of, u dash is subset of R. Now we have to prove u is maximal ideal. We have a relation u is subset of, u dash is subset of R. So we have to prove u dash is equal to u or u dash is equal to R, then u is maximal ideal. But here u dash is also not equal to u. Here we taken as an ideal u is properly containing u dash, so u dash is not equal to u. Already u dash is not equal to u, just we have to prove u dash is equal to R. So it is enough to show that u dash is equal to R. By definition, u dash is also subset of R. We have to prove R is subset of u dash. Let we take an element in let. Here, by definition of ideal, u dash is subset of R. We have to prove R is subset of u dash. Let we take an element x is belongs to R. Then there exists, we take x an element in u dash, then it does not belongs to u. Here x is belongs to u dash, then there exists x does not belongs to u because u is subset of u dash. That implies x does not belongs to u. That means x plus u is not equal to 0 plus u. That means x plus u is non-zero element of R by u. These are cosets. So here our assumption that R by u is field. So every non-zero element is invertible under multiplication. Therefore, there exists alpha plus u in R by u such that x plus u into alpha plus u is equal to unity element 1 plus u, because here R by u is field, every non-zero element of R by u is invertible under multiplication. So x plus u has a inverse, that inverse is alpha plus u. So x plus into alpha plus u is equal to the unity element 1 plus u. Then we multiply these two cosets, then we get alpha plus u is equal to 1 plus u. So then we taken as a plus c is equal to b plus c implies a minus b belongs to u by cosets properties. So this taken as 1 minus alpha x is belongs to u. Here u is subset of, u dash is subset of R. So then 1 minus alpha x is also belongs to u dash. Since u is subset of u dash implies 1 minus alpha x is belongs to u. Here alpha is an element of R because alpha plus u is a coset. It is belongs to R by u. R by u elements are some x plus u, that is cosets, where x is an element of R. So here alpha is an element of R and x is an element of u dash, and u dash is ideal of R. Therefore, by ideal second condition A or RA is belongs to u. So here x into alpha is belongs to u dash. We have 1 minus alpha x belongs to u dash, and here also alpha x is equal to x alpha because it is a commutative ring. So alpha x is belongs to u dash. Again u dash is an ideal of R. So by the definition of an ideal, first condition is that if you take a comma b belongs to u, then a minus b belongs to u. Or by binary operation, we get 1 minus alpha x plus alpha x is belongs to u dash. Then we get 1 is belongs to u dash. Here 1 is the unity element of R. That element is belongs to u dash. Therefore, we have a one theorem, that is u is an ideal of R and